away from linking it all together and making a good argument. If he ends it here, it's trash. It's everything he just said is complete bending down, holding his ass cheeks open and looming his asshole open just for the enemy if he stops here.
Oh, let's see.
And a free market.
Singapore also has a pretty repressive government, if I'm not.
You interrupt there. You say, silence, faggot. I'm trying to speak. That's what you say.
Just like in China. That's what you say. But yes, use the word. Say the word state. You can do it.
We don't have that because corporations work very closely with hospitals, which isn't capitalism, it's corporationism. They don't work in a free market.
Singapore also has a pretty repressive government, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, sure,
but it's democratically elected. But
yeah, like Russia was democratically elected.
Well,
if you want a better example, maybe like 19.
And she counter-signaled. She counter-signaled. He had a point there, Carolyn. He had a point. Just shut the fuck up. Singapore is not fucking an oppressive government. You moron.
It's also a complete tangent. It doesn't matter. It was something that should have been thrown away, shouldn't have been touched. The moment the trap was set, it should not have been engaged with.
I mean, like, the real question is, why do we care if it's fucking democratic? Who cares? Who fucking cares? What is the snuck premise here? That, well, if it's democratic, then it's good. Don't accept that premise. Don't accept that. Get rid of that premise, and then you're fine.
Their snuck premise is that they can label a regime as oppressive when it doesn't do what they want. But when the regime does what they want, it can be hella oppressive, and they will never name it that way. That's it. You know, the reason why they hate Singapore is because Singapore has border restrictions. Singapore has a lot of sort of right-wing laws about a public menace and drug use, and so the lefties hate that because there's not enough libertine attitudes there. There is like basically not even an ethno-state, but like an actual nation there that they could not weaken yet, because the founder was very hardcore. And basically, no, actually, because it was anti-communist. That's why. Even though some of his decision-making and rule was very much like, some later Chinese rulers. And not a lot of distinction in how he actually implemented capitalism in Singapore. But yet he was on the wrong side of the third worldist war that's still ongoing, and therefore he's the great evil. And of course, it's all a distraction from the main point.
Yeah, the main problem was that this was even engaged with. The socialist guy, the cock, should have... he threw it out, right? The right thing would have been just completely ignore it and let the fat guy, the fat Eduardo, make his point till the end, because he's one word away from actually making a good point. And the fact that he gets interrupted and sidetracked in this shit will kill the point.
And that's his fault. That's his fault. You should have been saying corporations are a product of the state. Therefore, and like say it should be woven into the argument, because if it's not woven into the argument, Mr. Editor will edit it out.
Exactly. It should have been from the very beginning. Karen said this, but he didn't. And that's an issue. Let's see if he says it, though.
50s America for medicine.
Sure.
Then later on, it
sure.
I guess I'm talking more modernly, because that's one that pops into my head. They have an actual free marketed healthcare system with medicine. We don't.
Personally, I would argue that with pharmaceuticals, we do technically have a free market, you could call it. What we don't have in place is a proper universal system of health care. And in part, I think that's because of corporate collusion.
There's more. It's not even corporations. It's intellectual property. So these people get to patent these, and then they just change it a tiny bit, and then they get another multi-decade patent. So I think intellectual property is an entirely different thing, but you combine intellectual property with corporations, and you have a level of Dante's Inferno.
don't get me wrong, like, I'm not an apologist for pharmaceutical companies by any means, but I do think there should be a mechanism somewhat to protect intellectual property. I think it's...
What the
Why? Why would a socialist be for this? I can kind of see in the same way that they would argue for art, being intellectual property.
Yeah,
it's the art
your labor went into that thing, so therefore it should be protected. Like, I mean, this just does show that the socialists' intellectual property protections are just a socialist program. It's granting monopoly privilege over some idea.
The thing I did not like up until this point is that you see it cut out, right? We didn't hear the link between we didn't hear the term state being spoken out loud by that guy, which is a big fucking problem. Karen said it, not directly. She didn't spell it out, but that's a problem because they may think that, the corporations are the ones who are responsible for the intellectual property, not the state giving them this monopoly. It's a big mistake.
That's why I prefer intellectual monopoly as the term. I use intellectual monopoly generally when I'm talking about it. Because that's what it is. It's a monopoly over some idea.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely empathize with, with ANCOMs and other soon-to-be helicoptered people. Joke in Minecraft. But I do believe that we both cringed right now when that socialist, quote-unquote, started speaking.
Yeah.
Easy to say, in other countries, like pharmaceuticals can be cheaper, yes, but the majority of that research and development is done here in the States, and it does cost a lot of money. I do think there could be mechanisms to kind of control the price of drugs or limit, like, the amount of profit they're able to make.
But I don't think we
Why is the majority of research done in the US? Why? For what reason? Like, what is the cause of this? This is never answered by these people.
need it. Say, for example, Coca-Cola with their recipe. They don't have a patent on it anymore because if they put a patent on it, it would have expired. So they didn't put one on it. They just use it.
No, it's not that it would have expired. It's that it would be public.
And also, you can't have a copyright over a recipe. It's not possible to do.
But also it's not that it would expire because you can always renew it. If you can, there's a lot of ways to just renew shit. Patent trolling is a thing, but like, why would you make this argument that it would expire instead of saying it will be public? Because that's the real thing in their shit. That's the real thing that keeps people from creating Coke. It's because they don't have the recipe. They don't know the recipe. If they publish a patent for it, they would expose the recipe.
Mm-hmm. But so what I'm saying is that sorry, I forgot what I was going to say.
Rage-induced memory loss.
Right. I was raging at the bastard from before who was angering me. It was something to do with Coke. Like,
let's see, maybe you'll remember.
We'll see. But, the idea that Coke is like, well, let's continue. I was trying to piece it together from my mind, but I wasn't.
I have a proposal. Let's just skip to the only thing I care about right now is I want to know what Shabos was going to say if they let him sit down, and if it doesn't happen, then I think this is game over.
Yeah, so we're at 4103. Let's see if Shabos sits down. Oh, here he is.
All right.
You see a problem with manufacturing.
Get your bets in. How are we going to get betrayed now?
I would say it's going to be some whole new, very much terrible betrayal. Like a betrayal we didn't even see coming, I think. That's my bet.
No, it's going to be Amazon based. He is going to be the Cato Institute speaking.
I think it's going to be something even more terrible than we've seen.
I think it's going to be exactly what this other guy next to Karen, not the fat guy, the Mexican Eduardo, is going to say. I think he's going to say exactly the same thing, where we need limits, we need all these things on the market for it to really be free. I think he's basically going to secede all ground to the socialists, but in that way specifically.
Let's see.
That crony capitalism, crony corporatism is not a hallmark of free markets, and that's why actually I think within a free market system, the fact that we have organizations like the SEC, the FTC, the DOJ, the Department of Labor, the Department of Commerce are actually ensuring that free markets remain free.
Hey, look, I won the bet. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I think I also win that because that is even worse.
Yes.
Oh my god!
He's not defending the corporations. He's defending the state upholding those corporations.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's what I said, dude. Oh